because it's warm today, I've changed the plan, and we'll do neck and shoulders. Yay! And we'll spend a fair amount of time down, like laying down or laying on one side. So I'm actually going to put on the other screen so you can see my face, those folks at home. Let me replace Spotlight here. And we'll take a little check just of how easily we can move our neck, and then we'll do some stuff and see if it improves. Yeah? So have a nice seat, however is comfortable for you to sit, and just very gently turn your face to look right. And then come back to center and turn your face to look left. And then come back to center and bring your chin down towards the chest. And then bring your chin up. But don't crunch the back of the neck, so don't do too hard. And then back to center. And now let's tilt right ear towards the right shoulder. And back to center. And left ear to the left shoulder. And back to center. That was our baseline, so we'll check that later. Let's do one more thing kind of with this. Turn your head again to the right, and then just pause when you feel a little bit of resistance. Yeah. And now take your right hand to the right side of your face, and very gently press the hand and the face into each other. Just hold that for a sec. And then you'll let go, turn the face forward again. And then let's turn the head to the right again without the hand and see what happens. And then back to center. Anybody get more space? Good. Yeah, let's go the other way. So turn until you just feel a little bit of resistance. And then put your hand there on the side and use the hand to create resistance. A little push of the face and the hand to each other. And then you let that go. And then one more time, we'll turn the face to the left. Oh, very interesting. Let's go back to center. And then I'll suggest, let me tilt the screen for a second, to sit in a position kind of like this. So I've got, and this, it would be your left leg, the knee is bent, and you're kind of just propping the head in your hands. And the first place we'll go is the heel of the hand is right behind your ear, and you'll just kind of hold there. And then you'll make some little circles with your hands and give a little massage to that spot right behind the ear. Hi, Alvaro. So it's warm today. Come on in. Yeah. That's okay. And then our next little spot here, let's let that go. It's going to be the masseter muscle. So right under the cheekbone. Oh, and then make some little circles like that. And I would say for most people, this is really tight, and we don't realize how tight it is until we're touching it. Yeah. Yeah, you can be here. You need a little wingspan, but as long as one of you is forward and the other's a little back, you'll be fine. And then we'll pause here and let's open and close the mouth, keeping your hand in that position. Yeah. And then last little spot on this side, we'll take the heel of the hand now straight out from the eye where the temple is, the temporalis muscle, and then you'll make the same little circles right there. And this is a great sitting at a desk little sequence. Instead of putting your elbow on the leg, you can just put it on the desk. Great. And then let's pause here. You'll come back to seat. Just sit for a second. And close your eyes and notice the difference between the right side of your face and the left side. But you might also notice not just the face, but the shoulder and the arm, maybe beyond. Right, let's open up the eyes. Did you guys feel a difference? Yeah. Let's do the other side. So we'll prop up here. And the first bit, the heel of the hand is right behind the ear. And we just make those little circles. Yeah, and then we'll pause. And now we'll go just under the cheekbone. And this one works best if you're kind of on the side of the thumb instead of the heel of the hand. Ah. And then keep your hand there and just gently open and close your mouth. Good. And then our last little spot is right straight out from the eye there. Good. And then we'll pause and let's again just sit for a second. Sit well, lift up through the back of the head a little bit, close the eyes if you like. Okay. And then we'll do one more little thing. Let's blink the eyes open. And for this one, you'll set up the hands. Let me go kind of on the diagonal. So the fingers are right about at the front of the throat. And then you'll do one side and the other side, and the head will just kind of be turned from your hands. Yeah. And you can go as far back so the fingers kind of move through your hair a little bit, just behind the ears. And you want the neck to be very relaxed and really just let it be this steering of the hands that directs the movement of your head. Great. And then from here, let's pause. You can release that. Sit well. And let's do another little recheck of those head directions. So we'll turn to the right. Oh. And then to the left. And back to center. Bring the chin down. And bring the chin up. Back to center.
Yoga miracle.
It's a yoga miracle, isn't it? And back to center and the other side. And back to center. So besides me and Mary, any results? All right, so we're going to continue this little pattern here. I'm going to put the other screen on place spotlight. There we go. And now we'll come lay down on your back. And you won't need all of this stuff. One blanket under the head. And if you don't want that now, just have it ready for later. And a bunch of you guys have a bolster. If you want to put that under your legs, you can. I'm going to move this, I think. Yeah. So at first, as we lie down here, you can have the legs bent or straight. Just take a moment to do nothing at all. Yeah, and as you're just lying here, see if you can feel where your body is placed. And that's not to change it, it's just to kind of get a baseline reading. And we'll check it again periodically. And one thing in particular we're looking at is the shoulder blades and how they meet the floor, if one feels higher or lower than the other. Notice too the backs of the arms and how much of the arms touch the floor. And also notice the curvature behind the neck. And then very gently we'll let the head turn from side to side, just kind of like you're saying no. And then we'll let the head rest right in the center. Let's have the arms out to the side, kind of like a letter T, just straight out from the shoulders. And you might have to move some stuff out of the way. And then you'll do the right arm. I'm going to do the left so you can see if you need to see. As you inhale, think of stretching the right arm just out and lengthen the fingertips. And then on the exhale, let that effort relax. So you'll do that a few times. We'll keep the back of the arm on the floor as you reach. And if you'd like, as the arm is reaching, maybe turn your head, your face the other direction. And that might give you a little stretch somewhere down the length of the arm, maybe in the side of the neck. And it can certainly be overdone, so be really gentle as you reach the arm away from you and turn the head the other way. Let's pause, and we'll do that on the left side. So first, just the reach without the head. You stretch the arm away from you, lengthen out the fingertips, and then relax. And do that a few times, really small movement. Just letting the arm graze the floor as you reach. And then you can add in the turning of the head. So the head turns away from the reaching arm. That's it. And then we'll do one more. And then let's let that relax and just take both arms down alongside you. And now you'll think about the right shoulder blade and let it slide up in the direction of your head. So a little slide up. And then we'll let it slide down in the direction of the feet. So keep the back of the arm to the floor. It's the shoulder blade that initiates the movement. And yes, the arm will be pulled along because it's attached. Do that just a few times in the direction of your head and then in the direction of your right foot. That's it. And then let's pause, just kind of rest. Still on the right side. Now think about squeezing the shoulder blade in towards the spine and then letting it move out away from the spine. So we'll do that one a few times, pulling it in and moving it out. Yeah. And with this one, the arm won't move as much as it did when you were going up and down. Great. So let's pause here. And now we'll kind of draw a circle. So let's go down and then out to the side. Pull the shoulder blade up and then squeeze it in. So same direction, down, out to the side, up, and squeeze it in. And see if you can keep doing that, but smooth out so it's more of a circle instead of a square. And is it possible to do it with the arm and the hand still on the floor? It's really just the shoulder blade, yeah. And then can we change the direction of the circle? And if you find it useful to do those 4 spots again, feel free to do that. If you want to go straight into the smoother movement, do it that way. Great. And then let's pause, just take a moment. And now that we've done one side but not the other side, just check in and take a little comparison. Notice how the two feel next to each other. And if there's any difference. For me, there is. So we're going to do that little pattern on the left, starting with the down and up. So pull the shoulder blade down towards your left foot, and then up towards your head. Do that one a few times, down and up. And for this one, the arm will move a little bit more, and then we go in and out. Great. And then let's pause right in the middle and squeeze the left shoulder blade in, closer to the spine, and then let it move out, away from the spine. And we'll do that a few times, in and out, back and forth. Yep, and then you guessed it here, let's pause and move it down, and then pull it in, and up, and out to the side. So we go down, and in, and up, and out, and keep going that direction, but see if you can smooth it out a little bit so it's less, there's fewer corners and more of a circle. And see if you can do this while keeping the hand on the floor, the forearm on the floor. Great, let's go the other direction. And if you need to go each little spot, do that. If you want to go straight into the smoother circle, do it that way. Great. And then we'll pause, just take a moment and notice. Just notice what you notice. And then let's let the head roll from side to side, and sometimes we free up a little space here after doing that. Great. And then let's pause, just resting the head in the middle. And we'll bend the elbows so that the forearms are straight up and down and the palms face each other. And the elbows are in fairly close to the body. They don't have to touch, but they're not out to the side. And now in this position, on the inhale, press the backs of the arms into the floor and press the bottom tip of the shoulder blade up into the back ribs. And then on the exhale, you'll relax. And do that a few times. So it's a press down with the arms, shoulder blades press into the back, and then relax. And do that one a few more. Yeah, it's like you're about to go up into bridge pose, but we're not going to do it. The head will stay down. Yeah, good question. You can even think about, here, let's pause for a second. You can even think of drawing the base of the skull towards the back of the room, towards the back of the mat, and then go again, keeping that head position. Good. All right, and then let's let that one go. Release the arms. If you need to wiggle a little bit, you can. We're going to transition here. Let's lie on your left side. And if you're at home and that's not convenient, you can lie on the right side. And then here's where we'll want the blanket underneath the head. So you want the head to be supported. The bolster is probably a little bit too big. And we'll be in this position where the knees are bent and you have one arm stacked on top of the other. And Jocelyn won't be able to see, but I'll explain it so well that she won't even need to see. So we have the right arm stacked on top of the left arm. And as we inhale, let's roll the torso more forward towards the floor. And the top hand will go ahead of the bottom hand. And then as we exhale, we'll come back in and go the other direction, but keep the arms straight. So it's a little bit of a rock. So the inhale, we rock forward. And on the exhale, we rock back. So just that a couple of times more. And allow the head to just roll as the rest of the body moves. So we're not trying to hold the head still. Your cheek might get a little squashed by the blanket. That's it. And then this next one will be a little different. So we'll glide forward. And now as we glide back, bend the elbow. Let the hand sweep across the chest until it touches the shoulder. And then we go the other direction and come back to where we started. Yeah, so we reach forward. And then we glide, we bend the elbow. The elbow goes a little to the right, but that's where we stop. And then we go again. Yeah, so it's like if you're doing archery, you're pulling back on the bowstring here. That's it. Let's do one more of these. And then we'll change our pattern a little bit here. The next time you go into that open bent elbow position, stay. And then take your hand, so the heel of the hand is at your forehead, and the elbow, the kind of the crease of the elbow is in line with your nose. And then we'll go from side to side here, using your hand and your elbow to navigate this turning of the head. Yeah, we want to try to keep the neck as relaxed and passive as can be, and let it be the movement of the arm and the elbow that's turning you. You can go at whatever pace you like. That's it. And then the next time you come back to lie on your side, we'll let go and start again with the hands stacked. Yeah. One more time, let's reach the arm forward. And then we'll glide back, bend the elbow, come across the chest, and now this time we'll open up the arm to the side. For some of us, we'll touch the floor, some of us won't, not important. And then we'll bend the elbow and reverse the direction and come back to start. So that's the pattern, the new pattern. We'll come a few more times. Great. And then the next time you come back to your starting position, let's pause there. You'll interlace your fingers so that we kind of keep the upper body still. And now the top leg will glide a little ahead of the bottom leg. So the knee goes an inch or two in front of the other knee. And then you'll glide the top leg back. So the knee stays bent. It's just kind of a little glide so that it glides against the other leg. Yeah. Sarah, you're going too much. It's just like an inch. Yeah. Good. And then we'll pause, undo the clasp in the hands. And now when the leg glides forward, let the arm also glide forward so they go together. And then when they glide back, they will pull back together. So we glide arm and leg a little forward, arm and leg a little back. We'll do that a few more. And then this next one is kind of the hard one, if you want to call it that. Let's pause in the center. Let the arm glide forward and the leg glide back. You're not going to get very far. And then let the arm pull back and the leg glide forward. And do that alternating, one side, other side. Yeah, it's little. It's like an inch each way. Great. And then let's pause back in the center. And one more time, the top arm, let it glide forward. And then as you glide back, don't bend the elbow and just see if you have any more room to go than you did the first time. Do that a few times. Yeah. All right. And then we'll pause. And let's roll back onto your back and just check out the difference now between right side and left side. And I can't lay down, so I'm going to sit and just notice. Yeah? Maybe you feel difference in the way the back of the arm meets the floor, the two shoulder blades. Let's take a head turn. Just let your head roll from one side to the other. See how that one feels. Great. And then let's do this on side two, yeah? So bend up your knees and roll over to your second side. And take whatever head support you're using here. That's it. And then from your position, let's begin just with that glide forward and back of the top arm. Notice how, just if it's different than the first side. Yeah, so as you're ready here, next time we glide forward, that's the same. And then when we glide back, you can bend the elbow, let the hands sweep across the chest to the other shoulder. And then we go again. So as you're moving like this, just let the head do what it wants to do. Let it be a part of the rest of the spine, the rest of the trunk. Good. And then the next time we do this, we'll pause with the elbow bent, and you'll take the hand to the forehead, the elbow pointing to the ceiling, and the nose is in line with the elbow crease. And then you'll turn the head from side to side using your arm to do the turning. And the head just comes along. So meaning we don't want to use the neck to turn the head. Just let the head be turned. Great. Next time we're facing the bottom arm. Let's pause and we'll reset. So the arms are straight. We'll reach out forward. And then we'll glide back, bending the elbow, come across the chest. Once you're open, let the elbow extend and your hands twist. And then we'll rebend and regroup and start again. So do that a couple more times. You got it, yogis. Let's finish up this last round. And then once you get there, we'll interlace the fingers. And we'll glide the top leg a little ahead of the bottom leg. It's like an inch or so. And then you'll let it glide back. Yeah, so both of you stay bent, and we'll do that just a few times. And don't worry if you don't get a whole lot of movement there. Most of us won't. Great. And then let's unhook the hands and go again with the arm and leg together this time. Forward and back. Yes, good job. And then let's pause and we'll do the tricky one. So let's take the arm forward and the leg back. Good luck. And then the arm back and the leg forward. And do that one a few more times. Great. And then let's pause. And one more time, just the arm, let it glide forward, and then keep it straight as it glides back. Just see if you have any more space than you did. And do that a few more, forward and back. Great. And then from here, friends, let's roll again onto your back. Just come lie down. And check it out. Notice just what you notice in the areas we've been checking, the shoulder blades, the upper back, the backs of the arms. You might feel they meet the floor more than before. And then very gently let your head turn from side to side. See if you've freed up any more space here. Good. And then let's pause here. And remember when we did that shoulder blade circle on each side? Now we'll do just sort of random shoulder blade movements, still on your back, but you can go up and down, side to side. You can tilt, you can twist. They can go together, they can go opposite. So just anything here with the shoulder blades. Yeah. Right. And then we'll let that settle. Just take one more little pause. And when you're ready, we'll transition to come off of your back. So you can bend the knees and just gently roll to one side. And then from there, take your time to press up and just, we'll sit for a second in any comfortable seat. I'm gonna grab this bolster and sit on it. And then have a nice, tall, long spine. And let's check out the head directions we did before. So turn your head to look right. And then to look left. And back to center. And then let's go down, chin down. And chin up. And back to center. And then a tilt right. And center. And left. And center. Did anybody else get some results? Good. Awesome. So yeah, owl. We're owls. All right. So let's come to all fours position, hands and knees. And I'm going to move the computer a little bit.
Is the trapezius the muscle that's right on top of the shoulder?
The trapezius, yes, is this one right here.
Oh yeah, one of mine is always tight.
One is always tight. I think for many of us, it's both are tight, but sometimes one is more than the other. Yeah. So in the all fours position here, let's find again that sort of random shoulder blade movement, and you'll likely get much more range now that you're not laying on your shoulder blades. And just see if you can move around in any way that feels kind of good or interesting. Great. And then let's pause here in the all fours position. We'll take cat-cow with a little extra attention in the shoulder blades. So take a breath in, and as you round the back, let the shoulder blades widen away from the spine. The head drops down. And then on the inhale, let the chest move down and pull the shoulder blades down the back towards your hips. So as we exhale, they separate. And when they inhale, they naturally come a little closer together and draw them down. So take that a few times and you might feel somewhat of a circular pattern going on, and you might also feel kind of a shift forward and a shift back. That's fine if that's happening. Great, let's take a little break from this and head back to child's pose. You can widen the knees if you like. Just for a second, go onto your fingertips and give the mat a little squeeze, a little scrunch. Yeah. And then from here, we'll set the hands back down and don't go anywhere, but push the mat down and forward. And notice how that feels in the arms and the neck and the hips. And then we'll do the other, so try to pull the hands towards the knees. And do that a few times, a little push and pull. Yeah. And then from here, friends, let's come back up to all fours. Have the knees a little wider than you normally have them. Take the left hand a bit forward, more towards the center of the mat. And as we inhale, let's turn the chest to the right, but keep the elbow a little bent so the shoulder blade squeezes in. And then on the exhale, scoop under and let the arm lengthen. So as we inhale, we turn, elbow stays a little bent, shoulder blade squeezes in. And exhale, we'll pull through. Yeah, let's do that a few more times. I know it's a little different than the version we usually do. And then the next time we come underneath, let's stay underneath. You can rest on the side of the head or take a block if you need it. And then from here, see if you can press the left hand down and a little forward. And press the right back of the arm down into the floor. Breathe into your back. Yeah. And then another option here, back off from the pressure and just gently wiggle a little bit. You won't be able to wiggle that much, but just wiggle a little bit. And then to get out, we'll press into the left hand. Let's come back to center, keeping the knees kind of wide, and just do a round of that cat-cow again with the shoulder blades pulling down the back on the cow, and then they round and separate on the cat. Do that a few more times. Good. And then let's pause. Take the right hand a little forward, a little to the left. As we inhale, turn to the left, keep the elbow bent, squeeze the shoulder blade in. And then on the exhale, we'll pull through and you can go straighter in the left arm. Do that a few times. So the inhale, we turn open. And the exhale, we close. Good. Now the next time we're under there, we'll stay. Make sure the head can rest on something. And try to press the right hand forward and try to press the left back of the arm down. Send your breath into your upper back. And then let's back off of the press and just create a little bit of a wiggle in the torso, the shoulder blade, the hips. Yeah, you won't go very far. Great. And then from here, let's press into the mat. Return to center. Let's reset the knees so they're not that wide anymore. And then take a few more rounds of that cat-cow with the shoulder blade movements. Great. And then from here, friends, let's go forward and down onto your belly. Or you can do the child's pose version with me. We'll have the elbows down on the floor. If you're on the belly, straighten the legs and scooch one at a time back and down just to give a little extra space. And then from this position, let your chest drop for a second. On the next inhale, try to drag the arms back, broaden the collarbones, we lengthen to lift. So the shoulder blades come closer to each other and down the back. And then on the exhale, just let that go. So you do a few more. Pull the arms back, shoulder blades move towards one another and down. And then relax and go one more time. Good. And then we're down. Let's reset. Coming back to our all fours position here. And then take the right leg back with the toes tucked under and give yourself just a little motion, little back and forth. And then we'll swap sides. Left leg does the same thing. Great. And then let's go back to the right side again. Turn the heel to the floor. Take the right arm forward and see if you can reach the whole right side of the body long. And then we come up with the arm back and down. Hand meets the floor, knee meets the floor. Left side does the same thing. So we reach long and then up, over, back, and down. And let's take that a few more times, just alternating sides. Can you move not just the arm, but the shoulder blade, the rib cage, the spine? Yeah. Now the next time the left side is done, this will be our last round. From here, we'll head into downward facing dog pose. Take your time to do it. And if you need to or want to just move around some in the legs and the hips, you can. I know class is like nearly over, but this is our first down dog, isn't it? Great. And then let's widen your stance in your legs. Bend the knees and walk the arms back. Heels to the floor, forearms on the thighs. Just wrap up in this sort of squat-like position and give yourself a little slither from side to side. That's it. We'll pause in the middle. On the inhale, move the chest forward, shoulder blades down the back, press into the legs. And then on the exhale, just back off. And do that a few times. Inhale, lengthen, and back off. One more time with lengthen, stay. Press into your heels, and then on the next inhale, pull all the way up, arms lift. And then the arms back down. Great. Let's stay in this sort of wide position, slight little bend in the knees here, and then let the right side of the chest and the right shoulder forward at first. Then we'll roll up, back, and down, and the left side gets a turn, up, back, and down. Yeah. So do that a few more times. And you can start making it a little bit bigger if you want by having the arms up a little bit. Or a lot. Yeah. And then let's pause here with the arms down. Take a little slice, pivot, slice the right arm up, lift the right heel and knees up towards the fingertips. And we do this beautiful long line on the whole right side of the body. And then we'll undo the left side. So we slice, we lift, we turn. And just stay there for a second. Yeah. And then let's release that. Come back to center. Reset your feet so they're here just right underneath you. Slight soft bend in the knees and move the hips around. And then we'll take it the other direction. Awesome. And then here, friends, pause. Be right at the back of the mat. Take your arms out in this position, palms facing each other. And then we'll do this little choo-choo. Yeah. Keep the arms straight. Good. And then let's pause. Both together just a little bit. Up. And then pull back. And down. And when you go forward, don't go all the way forward. Just kind of be back. Let's go again. A little bit up. Pull back. Down. And just a little bit forward. So we're going to do that. We'll do plank on the knees today. Yeah, shake out the arms. Maybe another day we'll do it in a straight leg plank, but stay on the knees. Inhale your way up. Exhale your way down, forward fold. Come on the halfway, moving the chest forward. And now on the way down, let's walk the hands out to get to plank. Once you're there, set the knees down on the floor. And then let the chest drop a little bit towards the floor. Pull the chest forward, shoulder blades down the back. And then press into the floor and find a little lift, but don't go too much. Yes, great. Stay there and hug the forearms in towards the midline, tone a little through the abdomen. This will be our hardest pose of the class today. All right, guys, come all the way down to the belly. Just take a little rest. Let's have your forehead on your stacked hands. That's it. And then just wiggle a little bit, little wobble side to side. Great. And then from here, we'll come into, it's kind of a slither cobra. I'm going to do it in the all fours position. You'll be with your hands in the cobra position. You'll lift the chest just a little bit. And then remember this one we did a second ago? You'll kind of do that in cobra. So one shoulder and then the other shoulder, we take little rolls. Exactly. And you might feel a little slither going on in the upper part of the spine. That's it. And then let's let that one settle down. We'll come back to center. Peel up through a regular cobra to transition. And then from there, friends, we'll head into downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. Great. From your downward facing dog, standing forward fold. Any transition is fine. Let's press down into the heels. Use the inhale to rise. And exhale to set the arms down. Oh, all right. So let's do one more little neck stretch. Well, this will actually be two more. Take your stance medium wide. Slight bend in the knees, and then take the arms, palms will face your legs, but reach kind of out and down on the diagonal. And take your right ear towards the right shoulder to get a little stretch on the left side. Drop back through the left shoulder, meaning don't let it roll forward. It doesn't have to go back that far. Okay. And then return to center. Let's re-find our length. And on the other side, a little tilt. Good. And then we'll come back to the center. Reset your stance so the feet are just now right underneath you. And then let's do this right elbow bend. So hold on to the upper part of the arm and kind of lift. Stay up. If the ribs get up, you're pull them down. And then let's take a little side bend to the left. Just a little one. Good. And then we come back up to the center. Release. Do this little in and out for a sec. And then side twos. Like this. Plug it in, lift up. Try to keep the neck passive. Use the right arm to lift the left. And then take the front ribs down. And a little side bend to the left. Great. And then let's undo, come back to center release. Just take any last little wigglies, slithers, whatever you like. And then we'll come down into a fish pose using the blocks. So there are like, 6 different ways that this could be set up. If you have your favorite version, do your favorite version. My favorite version is the simplest one, which is one block low across, and the other block medium, except for today, I think I'm going to go high for the head. Yeah? But you could do other setups if you wish. And then we'll come on down. If the block is horizontal, you want it to support the shoulder blades. If the block is vertical, it goes along the length of the spine. Yeah, and you might have to wiggle a little bit to find a good position. Legs here can be bent or straight. And just pause and relax for a minute or so. Notice how it feels to breathe in this position. And then if you'd like to add in any kind of arm movement, I'm just going to do a kind of random sea monster arms. You're welcome to do that, or if you have a pattern that you like, you can do that now. And if you're moving the arms around, let the arms rest. From here, we'll come to lay on your back, so you can just press up a little to take the blocks out of the way. And then you'll come lie down on your back. Feel free to have something under your head. We're going to do a brief twist and then Shavasana. So here on your back, let's bring the right knee in towards your chest. Just give it a little squeeze. And then as you're ready, take the right leg over to the left side, coming into a twist. Oh, you'll be laying down. Yeah. Yeah, that makes it easier, doesn't it? Yeah, so the right leg goes to the left. Let's have the right arm just kind of relax to the side and the left arm on the leg. So we did a twist earlier, but we sort of rolled the torso open. It's a little different when we're doing it from the leg. See if you can relax through the chest, the collarbones, find nice open space through the front of the body and the chest. And then from here, we'll undo that, coming back to center. And then we'll swap it out, the right leg long, bring the left leg in. And then over we go to our second side. That's it. And let's have the left arm wide out to the side and the right hand on the leg. See if you can relax through the neck. Find some nice space across the collarbones, the upper part of the chest. And then from here, friends, we'll come back to center. Let's squeeze both knees into the chest. Just curl into a little ball and take any little movements here, whatever feels good. And then our next official place will be Shavasana. Feel free if there's any last movement that you need to take that now. If you want, if some of you've got a bolster, if you want that under the legs, you can take that now. Yeah. Please be as comfortable as you can be in your setup. And then let's just do a last little recheck of the shoulder blades, the upper back, noticing just how they fit in and how you meet the floor. If the backs of the arms meet the floor differently than before. And then bring your attention up into your face. And see if you can relax all of the muscles that surround your eyes. And going out from the corners of the eyes, can you relax the temples? And then just below the cheekbones, can you relax the jaw? And then below the jaw and a little back, right behind the ears, can you soften here as well? And let that idea, that just open softness in your face, travel throughout the entire body. See if you can relax the abdomen, the legs, feet, the arms, hands, and fingers. Begin to deepen your breath. Maybe take a little head turn side to side. Maybe add in some movement in the limbs, fingers, toes. Eventually here, you can bend the knees and roll to one side. And take your time to come upright when it's sitting. No rush, no rush. And sit well, sit tall. And then we'll find our last little recheck here, letting the head turn to the right and to the left. Back to center, chin down. And chin up. Back to center, tilt right. And left. Back to center. Namaste.